that's your job, you can complain about your job, then go somewhere else. We got a job to do as an offensive line. We have a standard to me that we've set here in the last 2 years. What's expected of our group, what's expected of our group is I got to coach harder, they got to work harder, they got to compete harder, we got to play harder. And our fundamental just because the guy's in their position, fundamentals don't change. Taking steps, punching, moving your feet, competing, that's got nothing to do with what position you play.
Talking to Quentin after the game, he said, when guys like Ralph and Valor, proven guys, were struggling, they kind of take that on themselves.
It's a team effort. I mean, there's not one. I don't think anything we played on Saturday. I don't think it's on one person at all. The problem is it's not on one person for the whole game. It's on one person every play of the game. If it's not the left tackle, it's the right tackle. It's not the right tackle, it's the left guard. It's not the left guard, it's the center. It's not the center, it's the right guard. And it's, like I would grade our guys. How many times a game do we have 5 guys grade out per play? I said we have to be 65-70% where 5 guys grade S's in our grading system. We'll be successful. How many times do we have? We probably were somewhere in the range about 40% of 4 S's, 1 minus. That 1 minus is going to kill us. And it's playing in the same page. There's part of that of different positions, the cohesiveness. But like anything, you got to accelerate. You got 6 days to get ready. You got to accelerate learning.
I'm sure it'd be good to get back into the identity of running the football against UAB. How much do you think that would just help the confidence of the O-line, but to be able to open some holes and at least get the running game going?
Running the football. I mean, whatever we're gonna do to win the game, whether it's running the football, throwing the football, tossing it left and right, it don't bother me. That's not, the identity of who we are is we got to be successful on offense. And that's move the ball, that's move the chains, that's keep the defense off the field, that's get to the red zone and score. If it's running for 400 yards and throwing for 3, great. If it's throwing for 500 yards and running for 3, I'm good either way. I just want to win. The identity of who we are, the identity to me is who we are is not, I guess it's been running the football. I think the identity of who I want to be, who we need to be and get back to being is fundamentally sound. That to me is more than anything of great fundamentals, working hard, work ethic, competing on every play and on every down.
When you evaluate James' position on Saturday, he was playing guard for granted for 3 days before he had to do that. So
yeah.
It seemed like he was functional.
Yeah, he was, but again, I think it's the same thing. It's Blaine at left tackle or Dylan at center, Quinn at right guard. Functional is not good enough. To me is, again, it's the same thing of taking a left-right step and right-left step and punching and coming off the ball and go get a fight. That's pure position. That's your receiver stock block. That's what we fight. Chris Ralphs fights it, put the ball in the receiver's numbers to fight for big dollars to get the ball, get vertical. Position or not, that's to me that doesn't change anything. I think it's the mentality of go out there, compete, and fight. That's our biggest thing.
A lot of these guys come out to JUCO, playing defensive tackle, he's moved around quite a bit. They had these NFL aspirations. Just what does it say about him that he's been so willing to want to move around, lose the weight, gain the weight over the last couple of years?
I think it's a credit to him, but it's a credit to his. You can sit in the train tracks and you can move it. What's the best position now for us as a team? We've talked to him about it. And any move we've ever made with a kid in the last 15 years of my life of a kid, it's not necessarily just for the team. It's for both of them. It's where his work and he excel. Where do you see him professionally or best for him to be a great player and to use a 6'6", 315-pound body, 320-pound body to play 10 plays on the D-line or to play 75 snaps on offensive line. Well, it's going to show you out. That's going to help the team. To sit on the sidelines next to me, it's a waste of flesh to me sitting next to me.
Do you think some people don't have a good idea of what it takes to develop offensive linemen in the SEC? I mean, you got redshirt freshmen like Jose.
Who you asking? Who doesn't understand?
Fans, typically. But
I don't sell insurance. I'm not going to tell insurance guy how to sell insurance and how fast he's got to start selling insurance or sell phone books or whatever they got to do. Like anything, there's development. It's just because they're bigger bodies. Like I always laugh and joke about is what age you start teaching your kid to throw and catch the ball? 2, 3. What time do you teach your kid how to block a 3 technique? But it's we got to accelerate the learning. We got to accelerate. And there's your that will never be an excuse out of my mouth. Guess what? You got to learn faster. You get here, you got to learn. You got to learn faster. You want to play. Everyone says in recruiting, I want to play as a freshman. Here you go, big boy. Go play. Now, when you get on it, and I'm going to make sure they're going to not be shot into the fire to lose confidence. That's a big thing to me playing young. Is you got to have some confidence, and there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance. And I think that's what some young guys got to learn. Is why I can do this. Yeah, so can a lot of people. How are they going to do it perfectly?